So this question states, a client scheduled for a CAT scan says to the nurse, I know you were in here when the physician had me sign that form for the CAT scan. I thought I understood what was said, but now I am not sure. Which of the following responses by the nurse is best? So basically, we have a scenario where a client, a patient, misunderstood something. And the key factor here, the key word is, I thought I understood what was said, but now I am not sure. The question that you need to ask yourself is, what was it? What did the patient did not understood? Was it about the procedure? Was it about the time of the procedure? In other words, is this something that I can respond, or is it something that I need the doctor to respond? So when you're dealing with therapeutic communication style questions, you have to think, well, what is it? What's the answer that I can use to ask the question, to ask the patient about what is the problem? To identify the real problem of the patient. So let's look at the answers. Answer number 1 states, what is it? What is it that you are not sure you understand? Very important answer. First of all, is an open-ended question. And remember that open-ended questions usually are therapeutic. Why? Because it offers the client, the patient, the opportunity to communicate and to respond. So answer A is not only an open-ended question, but also is an assessment. Because by asking this question, you can determine if the patient's problem is something that you could answer, or if it's something that you may need the doctor to answer. Letter B, I'll contact the physician so that you can get your questions answered. Letter B automatically assumes that the patient's problem is something that the doctor needs to provide information about. But you cannot make that assumption. You have to validate first. Letter B is the same as notify the doctor, call the doctor. And there is a critical thinking strategy that is when to call the doctor strategy. And you have to think, well, is there something that I can do that is under my scope of practice that I can help the patient or identify the patient's problem? So if you have an answer that you can do and you can help or you can identify or you can validate, then that's the answer. So letter B, we can eliminate. Letter C, maybe I can help you. The first keyword, maybe. There is no conviction here. There's a lot of doubts. Remember, the patient is fearful, has questions, and you're like communicating in a way that brings doubts to the patient's mind. And also, letter C focuses on you, the nurse. Oh, maybe I can help you. And answers that focus on the nurse or the nurse is giving an opinion tend to be not therapeutic. So letter C, we can eliminate. Letter D, don't worry, there is nothing to this test. So letter D gives false reassurance to the patient. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen. So first of all, it gives false reassurance. And second of all, does it really respond to the patient's problem? No. Does it help you validate the patient's problem? No. Is it about safety? No. So there is no reason to select letter D. The correct answer is A. What is it that you are not sure you understand?